The breaking point. Dr. Sarah Chen stared at the decoded transmission on her quantum terminal, her hands trembling slightly as she reread the contents for the third time. After 15 years as Earth's chief xenorchaeologist, she thought nothing in the galaxy could surprise her anymore. She was wrong. The message had come from deep within the Galactic Federation's restricted archives, transmitted by an anonymous source using methods that shouldn't have existed outside of Earth's most classified research labs. The contents revealed a truth that the Federation had kept hidden for over 10,000 years. They had been systematically suppressing the development of emerging civilizations. Sarah's office in the Lunar Research Complex offered a perfect view of Earth hanging in the void, its night side glittering with the lights of humanity's sprawling megacities. She took a moment to center herself before initiating a priority call to Admiral James Rodriguez, head of Earth's Defense Force. "Tell me you verified this," were the Admiral's first words when his hologram materialized in her office. 3 separate analytical teams, using different methods, Sarah confirmed, her voice steady despite her inner turmoil. "The data is authentic. The Federation doesn't just guide new species, they actively sabotage them." The Admiral's hologram paced, a habit from his physical form that the projection faithfully reproduced. "Explain it to me again. All of it." Sarah gestured, and the decoded files filled the air between them with glowing text and diagrams. The Federation maintains what they call the Harmony Protocol. When they discover a pre-FTL civilization showing rapid technological advancement, they introduce subtle flaws into their scientific development. Mathematical errors that look like natural mistakes. Physical constants that appear slightly off in crucial experiments. They ensure these species develop slowly, predictably, and most importantly, dependent on Federation technology. "And they did this to us." Rodriguez's voice was dangerously quiet. "They tried." Sarah allowed herself a grim smile. "But humanity's chaotic nature worked in our favor. Our tendency to pursue multiple research paths simultaneously, our stubborn habit of questioning established theories. We overcame most of their sabotage without even knowing it existed." The Admiral studied the floating data. "This explains the protective regulations they've imposed since we joined. The technology sharing restrictions. The mandatory oversight of our research facilities. It's not protection, it's control," Sarah agreed. "And here's the worst part. They're planning to implement Phase 2. Once they're confident they have sufficient monitoring in place, they'll begin introducing subtle errors into our existing scientific database. Within a generation, humanity's understanding of physics, mathematics, and quantum mechanics would be corrupted. We'd become like the other young species, completely dependent on Federation technology." Rodriguez's hologram flickered as he clenched his fists. "Over my dead body. But if we confront them with this evidence, they'll deny it," Sarah interrupted. "And while we're tied up in their endless diplomatic procedures, they'll accelerate their plans. We need to act now." "Agreed. But we need to be smart about this. If we show our hand too early," the Admiral trailed off, looking thoughtful. "How many people know about this?" "Just my team, and now you. We've kept it contained using the quantum security protocols." "Good. Keep it that way for now." Rodriguez's expression hardened with determination. "Because what I'm about to tell you is classified even higher than what you've discovered. Remember Project Phoenix?" Sarah blinked. "The contingency plan for total withdrawal from the Federation. I thought that was theoretical. It's been active for the past 5 years. We've been quietly building independent infrastructure, stockpiling resources, and developing our own technologies far beyond what we've shown the Federation. We're ready. We just needed a compelling reason to pull the trigger." He gestured at the floating data. "And you just handed it to us." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine as she realized the implications. "You're saying we could just leave? Cut ties with the entire Federation?" "Not just leave. Emerge stronger. Show them exactly what humanity is capable of when we're not playing by their rules." Rodriguez's hologram straightened. "But we need to do this right. No dramatic declarations, No public confrontations. We'll ghost them, quietly, methodically, and completely. The Federation will try to stop us once they realize what's happening, Sarah warned. Let them try. They've never faced anything like what we're about to become. The Admiral's hologram smiled, but there was steel in his expression. Dr. Chen, how would you like to help make history? We're going to need your expertise for what comes next. Sarah looked again at Earth hanging in the void, thinking of all the generations who had dreamed of the stars, never knowing they were being subtly held back by the very aliens who claimed to be helping them. Her decision took less than a heartbeat. When do we start? Silent exodus. The Terran embassy on New Geneva Station was closing down. Not that anyone watching would notice anything unusual. Ambassador Marcus Wei supervised as his staff carried out their daily routines, attending scheduled meetings, filing routine reports, and maintaining the perfect image of business as usual. But beneath this carefully crafted veneer, Earth's greatest deception was unfolding. Another trade delegation canceled their meeting for next month, his assistant reported, sliding a datapad across his desk. That makes 15 canceled appointments for the next quarter. Marcus nodded, suppressing a smile. The cancellations were intentional, part of the gradual drawdown they'd been orchestrating for months. Project Phoenix was entering its final phase, and timing was everything. His quantum communicator chimed with an encrypted message from Admiral Rodriguez. Operation Sunset is green. Commence final sequence. Marcus touched the small medallion he wore. Standard diplomatic identification, as far as any Federation scanner could tell. In reality, it was a quantum-linked command node connected to thousands of similar devices across Federation space. With a subtle gesture, he activated the first stage of humanity's exodus. Across the galaxy, human operations began shutting down with clockwork precision. Manufacturing plants initiated their final production cycles. Research facilities began systematic data purges. Transport ships completed their last scheduled runs. Each shutdown was disguised as routine maintenance, temporary closure, or simple bureaucratic delays. In the station's commercial district, Marcus watched as the popular Earth Foods restaurant announced a temporary closure for renovations. Its customers, a mix of various alien species, groaned in disappointment, not realizing they'd never taste authentic human cuisine here again. Sir, his assistant interrupted his thoughts. The Federation Oversight Committee is requesting an emergency meeting. They're citing concerns about unusual patterns in human economic activities. Schedule it for next week, Marcus replied smoothly. Cite the standard diplomatic protocols for meeting arrangements. By next week, there would be nothing left to discuss. In his private office, Marcus reviewed the latest progress reports. Project Phoenix had exceeded even their most optimistic projections. For 5 years, humanity had been building a shadow infrastructure beyond Federation space, hidden shipyards, cloaked research stations, and entire colonies established in supposedly uninhabitable systems, all prepared in secret while maintaining a convincing facade of compliance with Federation restrictions. His quantum display showed the status of humanity's true technological achievements. The Federation believed Earth was still struggling with basic antimatter containment, when in reality, human scientists had mastered zero-point energy generation. They thought human eye was in its infancy, never suspecting that quantum consciousness systems were already managing vast networks of automated factories in hidden space. A subtle alert drew his attention to the external monitors. Right on schedule, the first wave of maintenance workers was departing the station. To Federation observers, it looked like routine crew rotation. In reality, these were key personnel being evacuated according to the Phoenix timetable. Ambassador, his assistant called through the intercom. The Regulatory Commission is demanding access to our research data servers. They're citing security protocols. Initiate Protocol Omega, Marcus commanded. Throughout the embassy, quantum algorithms began corrupting data in ways that would appear as random technical failures. By the time the Federation's investigators gained access, they would find nothing but fragmented files and system errors. His communicator chimed again. A message from Dr. Chen back on Luna. Archive extraction complete. All historical records secured. Marcus allowed himself a moment of satisfaction. The Federation's attempt to corrupt human scientific knowledge had not only failed but had led to their own undoing. Humanity had discovered their deception and prepared a response they never saw coming. A soft chime indicated another scheduled departure. Through his office window, Marcus watched as a fleet of maintenance drones detached from the station's hull. The Federation's sensors would register them as routine repair units, not detecting the quantum processors and classified research data hidden within their cores. Final phase initiating, his assistant reported. All critical personnel are in position. Marcus stood at his window, watching the endless stream of traffic around New Geneva Station. In less than 24 hours, humanity would simply vanish from Federation space, not with dramatic declarations or military confrontations, but with quiet, methodical precision. His quantum display showed the countdown. Synchronized timepieces across human space ticking down to the moment when Project Phoenix would culminate in the greatest disappearing act in galactic history. Send the final authorization, he ordered. It's time to show the galaxy what happens when they underestimate humanity. Across Federation space, the pieces were in place. The countdown had begun, and the galaxy was about to learn that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their resilience. It was their ability to work together in ways their alien observers had never imagined possible. The ripple effect. High Counselor Zextal of the Galactic Federation stood in the Emergency Command Center, his crystalline form pulsing with agitation as reports flooded in from across Federation space. The humans were gone. Not just their diplomats or their military. Everything. Every human station, outpost, and facility had gone dark simultaneously. "Show me the Arcturus trading hub," he commanded. The holographic display shifted to reveal the massive space station where, until yesterday, humans had operated the Federation's most efficient shipping network. Now, the docking bays stood empty, guidance systems offline, and automated systems locked down. The humans didn't just withdraw their personnel, reported Senior Analyst Cree, her tentacles writhing with anxiety. They took everything. Data cores, equipment, even the quantum-enhanced maintenance systems. Everything they installed has been removed or completely wiped. "Impossible," Zextal retorted. "Such a withdrawal would have taken months to coordinate. Our surveillance networks would have detected." "Sir," interrupted Security Director Varn, his scaled skin shifting colors in distress, "we've discovered something about their surveillance feeds. They've been on a loop. For months." The revelation hit Zextal like a gravitational wave. They had been watching recordings while the humans executed their withdrawal right under their sensors. But that level of coordination, the technical expertise required. "The Meridian Medical Center is reporting critical systems failures," another aide reported. "All their human-designed medical equipment has stopped functioning. They're saying the quantum cores have been completely wiped." Zextal moved to the central display, watching as similar reports poured in from across Federation space. The humans hadn't just left. They had systematically removed every trace of their technology, every innovation they had introduced, every improvement they had made to Federation systems. "Get me the archive access logs," he commanded. "I want to know exactly what they knew." "Sir," Kree's voice was barely a whisper, "the restricted archives. They've been accessed. The Harmony Protocol files." The chamber fell silent. The Federation's oldest secret, their systematic suppression of emerging civilizations, had been exposed. But how? The security systems were supposed to be impenetrable. "New report coming in," Varn announced. "We're detecting massive energy signatures from what we thought were uninhabitable systems in the outer rim. Signatures that match." "Sir, they'd match quantum zero-point reactors." "That's impossible," Zextal insisted. "Human technology isn't advanced enough for zero-point manipulation. Their energy systems are still based on primitive antimatter containment." "Sir," Cree interjected. I don't think we ever knew their true technological level. Look at this analysis of their primitive systems. The display showed Federation scientists' evaluations of human technology over the past 5 years. But now, overlaid with new data, a pattern emerged. The humans hadn't been struggling with basic principles. They had been presenting carefully crafted facades, showing exactly what they wanted the Federation to see. They played us, Varn realized, his scales turning pale. Every primitive design, every failed experiment, every request for Federation assistance. It was all an act. A new alert flashed across the displays. Federation trading systems were crashing as markets reacted to the human withdrawal. Shipping lanes were in chaos without human logistics algorithms. Medical facilities were overwhelmed as human-designed treatment protocols went offline. Sir, Cree reported, we're detecting quantum communication signals between the previously unknown human installations. The bandwidth, it's beyond anything in our databases. They're coordinating something massive. Zextal watched as more alerts flooded the screens. The humans hadn't just withdrawn. They had emerged from their chrysalis fully formed, revealing capabilities the Federation had never suspected. And now, faced with the true extent of human advancement, a terrifying question emerged. What else had they hidden? In the depths of space, beyond Federation sensors, humanity's hidden infrastructure was coming online. Massive shipyards, research stations, and colonies emerging from quantum camouflage. A civilization that had prepared in secret, building its strength while presenting a carefully crafted image of compliance and dependence. The Federation had sought to control humanity's development, to mold them into another predictable, dependent member species. Instead, they had created something unprecedented. A civilization that had turned their own surveillance against them, using the Federation's assumptions and prejudices as a shield behind which they built their true strength. And now, as the ripples of their departure spread through Federation space, one thing became clear. The galaxy would never be the same. Hidden strength. Admiral Rodriguez stood on the bridge of the Earth ship Prometheus, watching as the massive vessel emerged from its quantum cloak. The ship, nearly 5 kilometers long, had been humanity's best-kept secret, built in the hidden shipyards of the Kuiper Belt. It represented everything the Federation had feared. Human ingenuity unleashed, unrestricted by artificial limitations. All systems operational, reported Captain Maya Patel, her hands dancing over the quantum interface controls. The fleet is responding. Cloaking systems disengaging across all sectors. Around them, space seemed to ripple as hundreds of ships appeared. Not the primitive vessels the Federation had seen, but advanced warships, research vessels, and colony ships that represented the true state of human technology. Each one had been built and crewed in secret, waiting for this moment. Status of the Phoenix Network? Rodriguez asked. Fully operational, Dr. Chen replied from her station. The quantum consciousness is integrating data from all hidden installations. We're seeing perfect synchronization across all systems. The Phoenix Network was humanity's masterpiece, a vast web of quantum-linked AI systems that managed everything from manufacturing to research, all hidden from Federation detection. While the Federation believed humans were still struggling with basic neural networks, they had achieved true machine consciousness. Sir, Maya interrupted, we're detecting Federation probe ships approaching the Outer Rim installations. They're trying to investigate the energy signatures. Rodriguez nodded. Let them come. It's time they saw what they were really dealing with. The main display showed Federation vessels approaching what appeared to be an empty sector of space. At Rodriguez's command, the quantum camouflage disengaged, revealing a massive human installation, a Dyson swarm around a red dwarf star, harvesting its energy with technology the Federation had thought impossible for centuries to come. Incoming transmission from Federation High Command, Maya reported. They're demanding explanations. Show them, Rodriguez ordered. The quantum projectors activated, sending a Federation-wide broadcast. Across every Federation world, every station, and every ship, Viewers watched as humanity revealed its true face. The hidden colonies in supposedly uninhabitable systems, powered by zero-point reactors. The automated manufacturing facilities that could produce technology centuries ahead of Federation standards. The research stations where human scientists had broken through barriers the Federation had declared impossible. "They're scanning our ships," Maya reported, a hint of satisfaction in her voice. "Their sensors are having trouble processing what they're seeing." Of course they were. The Prometheus and its sister ships represented technological achievements the Federation had deliberately suppressed in other species. Quantum gravity manipulation, consciousness transfer systems, even the beginnings of temporal mechanics, all developed while humanity pretended to struggle with basic Federation technology. "Dr. Chen," Rodriguez called, "show them the library." Sarah activated the quantum archive, broadcasting the true extent of human knowledge across Federation channels. Not the corrupted data they had left behind, but the pure, advanced understanding they had achieved. Mathematical principles that the Federation had tried to obscure, physics theories they had attempted to suppress, technological innovations they had never imagined possible. "Federation vessels are falling back," Maya reported. "They're requesting emergency consultations with their leadership." "Let them talk," Rodriguez said. "They're finally beginning to understand what they're dealing with." The main display showed Federation worlds in chaos as their dependent systems failed. Medical facilities without human innovations. Transportation networks collapsing without human logistics. Entertainment systems going dark without human content. But alongside these failures, something else was emerging. Messages from other young species who had seen humanity's revelation. "Sir," Maya called, "we're receiving communications from non-Federation worlds. The Arcturians, the Vega Collective, even the Proxima Confederation. They're requesting direct contact." Rodriguez smiled. This was what they had hoped for, not just independence from the Federation, but the beginning of a new galactic order. One built on genuine cooperation and innovation, not control and suppression. "Quantum consciousness is detecting attempts to access our networks," Dr. Chen reported. "Federation systems trying to understand our technology." "Let them try," Rodriguez replied. "They'll learn what we learned, that true advancement comes from innovation and determination, not from following pre-approved paths." The Prometheus moved through space, its quantum drives defying what the Federation had thought possible. Around it, humanity's hidden strength continued to emerge, revealing a civilization that had turned decades of suppression into an advantage, using the Federation's own blindness as cover for their true development. The galaxy was changing, and humanity, far from being the primitive species the Federation had tried to control, was revealing itself as the architect of that change. New dawn. The New Geneva station hung silent in space, its once bustling corridors empty as the Federation Council gathered for an emergency session. 3 months had passed since humanity's dramatic revelation, and the galaxy had transformed more profoundly than anyone could have predicted. Ambassador Marcus Way stood before the council chamber, no longer in the lower tiers where humanity had once been relegated, but on the main platform. The Federation's attempts to maintain their facade of superiority had crumbled in the face of reality. "The terms are non-negotiable," Marcus stated, his voice carrying across the chamber. "The Harmony Protocol ends today. All restrictions on technological development for emerging species will be lifted. All suppressed scientific data will be released." High Counselor Zextel's crystalline form flickered with distress. "You cannot simply demand." "We already have," Marcus interrupted, gesturing to the holographic displays surrounding them. They showed scenes from across the galaxy, former Federation client species declaring independence, new alliances forming, and trade routes being redrawn around human-led initiatives. In orbit above them, the Prometheus held position, its quantum systems casually defying what the Federation had once declared impossible. But it wasn't alone. Ships from dozens of formerly suppressed species had gathered, drawn by humanity's example and the promise of true technological freedom. Dr. Sarah Chen's hologram materialized next to Marcus, her presence transmitted instantly across quantum networks that made Federation communications look primitive. "We've completed our analysis of Federation archive data," she announced. 10,000 years of deliberately stunted development, of potential denied. That ends now. The chamber erupted in chaos as representatives from younger species demanded answers, their own suspicions about their guided development finally confirmed. But Marcus noticed something else. Relief on some of the older species' faces. They too had grown tired of the Federation's stagnation. "What you fail to understand," Admiral Rodriguez's hologram joined them, "is that this isn't about revenge. It's about potential. Humanity didn't just break free. We created a template for others to follow." The displays shifted to show the new human-led initiatives, open research networks where species could freely share discoveries, unrestricted by Federation oversight, manufacturing collectives that combine technologies from multiple civilizations, medical exchange programs that had already produced breakthroughs the Federation had claimed were centuries away. "The galaxy is evolving," Marcus continued. "The question is whether the Federation will evolve with it." From her position at the quantum interface of the Phoenix Network, Dr. Chen monitored the ripples of change spreading across civilized space. The network itself had become a symbol of the new order, not a tool of control like Federation systems, but a genuine platform for collaboration and growth. "We're receiving the first data packets from the Arcturus Collective," she reported. "Their scientists, freed from restrictions, have already advanced their quantum theories beyond Federation models." The Council Chamber's displays showed more signs of the transformation. Federation worlds that had initially panicked at humanity's withdrawal were now thriving under new partnerships. Trade routes once monopolized by Federation controls now pulsed with free exchange of goods and ideas. Medical facilities that had struggled without human technology were now centers of multi-species innovation. "The Federation has a choice," Marcus announced to the chamber. "Continue clinging to control and watch as the galaxy moves forward without you, or join us in building something new. A true galactic community, founded on cooperation and unrestricted development." High Counselor Zextel's crystalline form shifted, reflecting the light differently, a sign of deep contemplation in his species. "And if we refuse, then you'll be left behind," Marcus replied simply. "Humanity didn't just break free of your control. We proved it was unnecessary. Every species you tried to suppress has seen what's possible now. You can't put that knowledge back in the box." Through the quantum network, Rodriguez watched as the ripples of change continued to spread. Former Federation client species were rapidly advancing, sharing discoveries, and building new alliances. The old order wasn't just changing, it was being reborn. "The vote is complete," announced the Council's automated system. The results displayed across the chamber. An overwhelming majority in favor of dismantling the Harmony Protocol and restructuring the Federation. Marcus allowed himself a small smile. This was humanity's true victory, not just breaking free, but catalyzing a transformation that would reshape the galaxy. They had turned centuries of suppression into a foundation for revolution, using the very restrictions meant to contain them as cover to build something greater. As the council session ended, Marcus looked out at the stars visible through the station's quantum-enhanced windows. Somewhere out there, humanity's hidden colonies were emerging into the light, their advanced technologies no longer a secret but a beacon for others to follow. They had not just survived the Federation's attempt to control them. They had turned it into the greatest opportunity for galactic advancement in 10,000 years. The dawn of a new era had arrived, and humanity, far from being the primitive species the Federation had tried to contain, had become its architect.